हरि ओम।
हरि ओम।
ॐ प्रातः स्मरामि हृदि संस्फुरदात्मतत्त्वम् सच्चित्सुखं परमहंसगतिं तुरीयम् यत्स्वप्नजागरसुषुप्तमवेति नित्यम् तत्परमहं न च भूतसङ्गः। We'll chant. We'll chant from verse 50 to 54.
तीर्त्वा मोहार्णवं हत्वा रागद्वेषादिराक्षसान् योगी शान्तिसमायुक्त आत्मा रामो विराजते। बाह्यानित्यसुखासक्तिम् हित्वात्मसुखनिर्वृतः घटस्थदीपवत् स्वस्थ।
Okay. So in verse 48, you remember verse 48? What does verse 48 say? Verse 48 says, this entire universe is Atman alone. There exists nothing other than Atman. Just as pots, etc. are clay, the enlightened sees everything as oneself. So we covered this. Let me just present something. So what is he saying? He's saying that once you gain that wisdom, you see everything as one thing, just as how a person, a potterer, I think, looks at different pots and sees just the clay, right? So you see this, right? They're all the same pots, a clay, but they're different pots. So for you and I, the way we look at this is everything is different. Everything has a different purpose. Everything is different color. Everything belongs to a different race, right? Uh, one of them is for pickle, one of them is for water, one is for sabji, one is for rice. Everything has a different uh, use case, and there are different shapes, and they are different size, and they are different color. They have different use. So now, any sane person would look at this and they say they are all different. But a potter, a person who makes the pots, he will see only clay. In and through everything, it's made of clay. He will see oneness. Though they have different utilities and whatever all we explained, but it's one thing. It's clay. You see, nothing is similar. Everything is different. Similarly, what he's saying is, entire universe, now this is different. He's on a different level. He's saying entire universe is different for you and I. An animal is different from a human being. A building is different from a car. Night is different from day. Seasons is different from each other. True. But the way a self-realized soul, a man of knowledge, he looks everything in one go. He looks at everything as an expression of Brahman and Brahman. Entire universe, he says, is Atman alone. There exists nothing other than Atman, just like there exists nothing other than clay, as spots, etc., are clay. The enlightened sees everything as oneself. He sees everything, everybody as himself. You and I see differences. He doesn't see. So, these great masters, you cannot agitate them, you cannot insult them. You know the story about, is that so? There's a Swami called, used to say, everything is that so? Some people come and praise him. You're such a great Swami, you have done such good service to the community. You would just say, is that so? Tata. Tata ke means, is that so? So what? Is that so? And then somebody put a case on him, and then they said, you are such a crook and this and that. He would just say, is that so? Not sarcastically. Is that so? Oh, is it? Am I that? Is it? Am I so great? Is it? Am I so bad? Is it? Is it? Okay. And then again, they all come back and apologize, sir. It was all a mistake. It was somebody else and we blamed you. Oh, is that so? Okay. There's no affectation because he sees everything as himself. There is no difference. So, verse 49, twice.
Jivan mokta studan Digurusyache Jachindananda Jivan mokta studan Digurusyache Jachindananda
like Brahmara Kitavat, like a wasp. What? The liberated soul endowed with self-knowledge. Jivan Mukta, a liberated soul. See, there are two concepts in philosophy. In Advaita philosophy, they say when you get realization, it is only possible you get realization when there is a physical body's death. It's called Videha Mukti. Videha, body. When the body dies, only then you attain self-realization because all the vasanas are ended. But what Adi Shankaracharya and other great Swamis says, if you say Videha Mukti, there is a problem. What is the problem? The problem is all the scriptures that has been written, right? And that we are studying, the entire cosmology of the entire collection of all the scriptures, Indian scriptures or whatever, outside scriptures as well, but mostly Indian scriptures. If it's Videha Mukti, then who has written it?
A self-realized person.
No, because Videha Mukti is you get self-realization when you die. So if that is the case, who has written the scriptures? Not the self-realized. Because when you're alive, you don't get self-realization. So one set of thinkers would say self-realization only possible by Videha Mukti. Only when you die, you're self-realized because all the vasanas are ended. But another set of thinkers would say that is not possible. Then if that is possible, if that is the case, then all the scriptures are hearsay. It's not out of experience. Then they say it's Jivan Mukti. So when Jivan Mukti means when you're alive, you are Mukt. You have attained Mukti. You have attained self-realization. Then how is he living? See, self-realization is no vasanas. If there are no vasanas, that means no body. But then if there are no vasanas, how can the body be alive and you're still self-realized? That's when the concept of prarabdha vasanas come. So there are two sets of vasanas. What are the two sets of vasanas? What type of vasanas are there? What are two types of vasanas?
Sanchita
Sanchita,
and Parabdha and
correct. Sanchita and prarabdha. Right? If you see the board, so okay. So you have something called as Sanchita vasanas. So let's say, yeah, let's just with the set of Sanchita vasanas. This is what you have. What are those vasanas? Nobody knows. These are the vasanas that you have. This is what you are. Out of which the most prominent vasanas are called the prarabdha vasanas. So what happens when you take a life form? You could be a tiger, lion, you could be an animal, insect, or whatever. As a human being, let's say, for example, as a human being, this set of prarabdha vasanas are expressed. So you have a desire for name, fame, you have a desire for family, you have desire for food, a particular kind of food, or you desire for this and that. And those desires can only be exhausted when you are in a human form, not as an insect form or an animal form. So the set of vasanas become this body, mind, intellect, which you are right now. Now, this set of vasanas are only exhausted by experience. So you have to go through certain experiences to exhaust those vasanas. For example, you have a thought, a very great desire to eat or go to Vaishnav Devi at least once in your lifetime. Now, that is a vasana that expresses as a thought, that expresses as a desire. And once you make all the trip, and after 20 years, you go to Vaishnav Devi, and then you come back. What do you feel? I am done. I have done this. Finished. So that desire is finished. That vasana is finished. You could have not finished that vasana by any other means. Just an example. I'm not saying going to Vaishnava is a prarabdha vasana. I'm just give you an example. An example is some vasanas are only exhausted by experience. Many vasanas are exhausted by knowledge. You have a desire to go to Vaishnav Devi, you would say, hey man, whether I go to Vaishnav Devi or whether I go to Tirupati Balaji or there is this Jyotirling in near Lonavala, right? What is the Jyotirling in near Pune? Bhima Shankar, right? So I go to Bhima Shankar. So how does it matter? It has to be Vaishnav Devi. Why? It doesn't have to be, right? I would rather go to Bhima Shankar, which is 3 hours away. And I will make sure that whatever I have to pray for, I'll pray. Every God is similar. All gods are the same. There is only one God. So by knowledge, you can discount that Vaishnav Devi desire. Sometimes you may have to experience certain things. Now, which vasana is what, we don't know. So, the prarabdha vasanas are only exhausted by experience. So, what is Jivan Mukti is when you are born, you have certain vasanas, prarabdha vasanas, which needs to be exhausted by experience. But in that meantime, using your intellect and your purushartha, self-effort, you exhaust the entire sanchita. You exhaust the entire sanchita through sheer knowledge. Karma, bhakti, jnana, you exhaust the sanchita. What is left is prarabdha vasanas. So, in effect, you do not have any vasanas because you have exhausted the sanchita. Zero vasanas. What you hit is self-realization. Now, what is the prarabdha vasanas? The prarabdha vasanas are going by themselves. They have their own sweet time to exhaust. You are not connected with it. It goes on. Because in prarabdha vasanas, certain things, you don't have a choice in prarabdha vasanas. You need to go through experience. You don't decide that I need to go through this experience because this is prarabdha vasana. You won't know. Nobody knows. So certain experiences will remove those certain vasanas. Those are prarabdha vasanas, and you have no say in it. It's not that what you want to do or not do. It happens. That must go through. And it finishes by itself. So Jivan Mukti is where a person, an individual, exhausts his entire sanchita. He has zero desires. The vasanas that will express by itself are called prarabdha. Now, what is he saying here? He is saying the Jivan Mukta, the liberated soul, verily enlightened. See, the Jivan Mukta who is self-realized, that's what he's saying. With that, the liberated soul endowed with self-knowledge. Self-knowledge is knowledge of self. So he is enlightened. Drops his traits of the previous equipments, which is the body, mind, intellect, to become a self with the nature of Satchidanand. Is become the existence, knowledge, and bliss. He's become pure existence. He knows that knowledge, the knowledge of the self, and he's in an eternal blissful state. How? Just as a Brahmara Keetak. What is it? Wasp. How a worm becomes a wasp. Just like that. This is a interesting example because if you want to see, show you. See, what is the why they say worm and wasp is? Have you ever seen how a wasp cycle is? I'll show you the picture. See, the adult wasp lays an egg. What is this? This brown one is a mud cocoon. I don't know if you ever seen. You must have seen. It makes a mud cocoon with its mouth, and it lays its larva inside. And then the larva and leaves some food or leaves or whatever, or some insects inside, so that the larva eats on it and becomes so before that it closes this thing, worker cell that closes this. It closes the whole thing, so it becomes a cocoon. And I have seen it with my own eyes, the entire process outside my room. The wasp would come, take the mud in its mouth, come and put a dot there. Go, come, put another dot there. Go, come, makes the entire cocoon and the top part is open. And then I've not seen it lay the egg, I missed that part. But it laid a larva inside, I could tell. And then I saw it close it. So it closes the cocoon with the mud and it flies. And what happens? Inside that the larvae eats, and becomes a big larvae. So big, then it becomes a pupa and it transforms into an adult wasp inside the cocoon. and it breaks the cocoon and comes out. Now, why this example? You must understand, as a larva, what is the freedom of that larva? What is the life of the larva? How does it see the world? Huh? How does the larva see the world? Hmm? How does the larva see the world?
इधर मट्टी है, आप दिखाती है 15 दिन का मट्टी है.
How does the larva see the world? What does it see?
It doesn't see the world, no? It's closed in.
Yes, it doesn't see anything. It closed in, it only sees darkness. It has zero idea about what freedom a wasp has. See, imagine being constricted in a small place. Inside that, you live your entire life. A dark, constrained place. There's no movement. There's no room for movement. There's no room for movement, space to move. That's the state of a larva, right? Inside. What? But it has got food. Food है, मगर freedom नहीं है. What can a wasp do? Wasp can go out, see the sunlight, go to the flowers, enjoy the nectar, go anywhere it wants. The flight is there for the wasp. The entire world is the space for it. It can go anywhere. What can a larva go? Where can a larva go? Within its constraints, it can move. That's it. It can only move that. What is its idea though? Its idea is this is life. लाइफ के लिए क्या चाहिए? खाना चाहिए. Food is there plenty. Enjoy. But it doesn't know what it's missing. Similarly, we live in this restriction of BMI. थोड़ा नेम आ जाए, बहुत मजा आएगा. मजा आता है. थोड़ा फेम आ जाए. The best food, the best comfort. I want to go to Las Vegas. The best comforts, the best hotels, the best cars. All good, all excellent. This is life, Baba. That is the state of the larva. But when the larva is always thinking about the wasp, that's the ekachitta it has got. It evolves into a wasp. The moment it evolves into a wasp, it breaks free the shackles of this BMI. And what it experiences, the larva cannot imagine. You and I cannot imagine what it is, the experience of not restricting ourselves to this, I am this body, I am this mind, I am this intellect. What did you say to me? Imagine being free from that. You cannot imagine. being free from this minus, I cannot imagine. Just like the larva cannot imagine. Only a wasp can say. But the wasp is saying, hey man, you are destined to be a larva. Don't get stuck here. The liberated soul endowed with self-knowledge drops his traits of the previous equipments. The wasp drops the traits of the worm stuck in that cocoon to become the self with Sachidanand, nature of existence, knowledge, bliss, just as the worm becomes a wasp. Just imagine if somebody says something to you and you don't get affected. What a state it is. You're such a fool. You're addressing to the body. You're addressing to the intellect, right? Obviously, the intellect doesn't know everything. It will be fool in one area or the other. You're 60 years old and you still can't do this? What kind of a person are you? And you go give gyan to others? You 60-year-old? Yes, correct. You are very true. That's the intellect. Intellect doesn't have all the gyan. Intellect has a learning curve. Yeah, correct. Imagine not getting affected by the comments like that. What freedom you experience. Next verse. Verse 50.
शांति समायुक्त आत्मा रामो विराजते योगी शांति समायुक्त विराजते.
So there is a reference to Ramayana here. So what is saying? Having crossed the ocean of delusion. Rama crossed the ocean, na? Delusion, and killed the demons of likes and dislikes in Lanka. The sage, Rama, united with peace, revels and shines in Atman. The ocean of delusion. So, if you read Ramayana properly, there are so many correlations that you can make. So, Sri Ram is your Atman. Sita Ma is your individuality, ego. The ego is united with Rama. That is the perfect position that you can have. The ego is dissolved with Rama. See, what do you know this, na? Jnana Mudra. So, body, mind, intellect, ego. You did it. Ego. Self. So, Jnana Mudra is the ego. See? Actually, ego becomes this. Meaning the ego is disconnected with the BMI. It's not connected. It's disconnected with the BMI and surrenders to the Atman, then what happens is you get a circle. Circle is you experience infinity, Satchidanand. Why circle is infinity? Why? Why?
It has no beginning or end.
There's no beginning or end. Correct. No beginning or end. So, Sita Ma is the individuality. So, when the individuality is attached to Rama, whether in luxury or in the jungle, always happy. I don't know how many of you have read the Ramayana though. How many of you read Ramayana? Okay, gotta read it. When you read it, you'll understand. She says, we were so happy after the whole war. After the whole war and everything, they come back. She says, we were so happy in the Vanavas, right? She says that. She was not saying we were so happy in the kingdom. She was saying, we had such good time when we were in the Vanavas, right? Even in the most difficult situation, you are unaffected. You're happy. Or even in the best situation, you're happy. But when the individual's attention, when Sitama's attention goes to a golden deer, all the problems starts. All the calamities start. So when you disconnect yourself from the Atman, God, and start pursuing the world, golden deer is what? Senses, right? Sense objects. Golden deer. Again, golden deer is very interesting. Have you ever seen a golden deer? Has anybody seen a golden deer? Has anybody seen a deer? Yes. No. Have you seen a golden deer? There is no such thing. And Lakshmana says there is no such thing as a golden deer. It is not possible. But she wants that golden deer. He says there is no such thing. It's Maya. There is no such thing as happiness in the world, in the pursuit of the sense object. There's no such thing. But you see it, you pursue it. So nicely they put golden deer. It's not like a one beautiful deer that she wanted. She wanted a golden deer, which is not, it is not there. It's not in truth. It's not reality. There is no happiness in the sense objects. But she wants it. And when she wants it, she is captured by the Ravana. How many heads Ravana has? 10-headed monster. 10 heads is all the senses. Karmendriya, Jnanendriya. You're caught up in that samsara. And he teases you. That samsara teases you. He troubles you. He entices you. He pulls you. That's what he did now. He keeps persuading her. In Ashokavanam. Ashoka means what? Shoka means what?
Is the worry or
Worry. Ashoka means
no worry?
no worry. So she was in a no worry vanam garden. She was not in a happy garden. So that's very interesting. It's no worry. It's not positive bliss, but there is no negative bliss, negative agitation. It's neutral. So even though she was in a captured by the 10 senses, the Ravana, she was still not unhappy. Why? Because now she's always thinking of Rama. So even with all the tribulations and tragedies around you, you will not be unhappy because your connection is with Rama, God. All the time you're thinking about God. So when your thought is on the self, the world around you doesn't affect you, doesn't agitate you. That doesn't mean you have reached the positive state of bliss, which is self-realization. But nothing affects you anymore. You're in Ashokavanam. Right now, we are all in Shokavanam because everything agitates us. Why is that? Because our concentration is not on the self. We are Sita, na? We are not thinking of Rama right now. The moment you think of Rama, the world doesn't affect you. The moment you stop thinking of Rama, world affects you. And in this world of sense objects, the 10-headed monster, your sense organs drag you there. You are giving in to Ravana right now. Your sense organs, you're giving in. Sita never gave in. How could she not give in? Because her thought was in a higher. So when you pursue a higher life, the lower things do not engage you anymore. It's not that she is resisting. She never resisted not going where her mind is saying, let me go with Ravana. She's not resisting. There is no interest in Ravana. Why? Because all her interest is in Rama. So it's not that the world, when you don't have to like, मेरे को restrict करना है, ये नहीं खाना है, वो नहीं खाना है, खाने का मन हो रहा है, वैसे नहीं है. You have to have a higher desire, higher goal. When you have that, these things don't bother you anymore. You're not interested. With that consistent thought on Ravana, then Hanuman comes. Hanuman just doesn't come in the beginning. Hanuman is the concept of dridha conviction and faith. You have an intellectual conviction and mind has faith that Rama will come save me. Only then Hanuman comes. Hanuman doesn't come just like that. And when Hanuman comes, he torches the entire Lanka with its tail, with his tail. Meaning what? Once in that process of that constant thought on Rama, you get this conviction that that is real and I will pursue that. Then the entire world, which is sense objects, doesn't have any effect on you. Zero. It is burnt to ashes. Entire Lanka is burnt by your conviction, by Hanuman. Then God comes to you. You don't have to go to God. Rama came in search of Sita. Huh? Rama came in search of Sita. See, God will come for you. You don't have to search for God. You just have to have that conviction. And how did Rama fight Ravana? With the monkey army. The monkey army. Monkeys represent your thoughts because they have two tendencies, asthira chanchala. It is asthira means it doesn't stay in one place. Chanchala means it wants to go from place to place. Even if you put it in one place, it's asthira, fidgety. That's the thoughts. So before the thoughts, the monkeys were under the reign of Vali. Vali was a indulgent person. You could see, you know his story. He usurped his brother's kingdom and took his wife, brother's wife, sensual person. So Rama had to dethrone Vali and put Sugriva. Sugriva means a well-controlled person. That's the name only. Sugriva means well-controlled. Well-controlled. So that means thoughts under thoughts which are well-controlled can be used for good. Thoughts which are not under control will be used for bad. Sensual indulgence and degradation, or a controlled thoughts will make you evolve. Go with Rama and fight sense objects, sense organs, and then become victorious. So this verse is saying that all these things he didn't say, we are saying it. Having crossed the ocean of delusion and killed the demons of likes and dislikes, the sage Rama, united with peace, revels in shining Atman. And when Rama meets Sita, then there is infinite bliss. Atma Ramo Birajate, revels in Atman, shines. Any questions?
The self-realized person also goes through pain and pleasure or no?
No. His body may go through pain and pleasure. He doesn't.
But if body feels the pain, he automatically feels the pain, no?
No, he doesn't. He is disconnected with his BMI. That's the difference, right? He looks at it as his equipments. See, your car may get a scratch. You may feel or you may not feel. But your car gets a scratch. Some people will feel the pain and start cursing. Some people will say, car, traffic will get a scratch. Let's see if it covers under insurance or not. Oh, it does. Big deal. It's like that for them. Their body goes through pain. I told you now, I've asked Swamiji once, Swamiji, your hand is black and blue. Uh, I saw it last time. It looks better. Is it still hurting? Then he looks at his hand, he presses a little bit, and he winces, and he says, the body is wincing, right? A little bit wincing. He says, body will hurt, big deal. Body will die. Body will hurt, big deal. Body will die also. So nonchalantly he's saying, nonchalant. Body will die also, big deal. He said. No laughter, no nothing, simply making the statement. Body. So look at the disconnection. They have no connection. They have no identification with that body. No, his situation is not so good. He has to be helped for bathroom. He has to be helped for everything. You and I would say, why are you doing this? Because you and I would feel very bad that we are troubling others, right? That's one thing. And you would all feel that, look at what state am I in. He's not in that state at all. This is the body. I know this is not a good situation to be. I don't want anybody to go through this. But this is what it is. What can I do? The body will go down. It will perish. It will die. Big deal. Look at that disconnection. That's how a self-realized soul is. He will sense the pain. You see, it's not that he's not sensing the pain. He pressed it, he sensed the pain. But it's not his pain. See, certain times you can also do it, right? If there is a pinprick and there is a spot of blood, how would you see it? Ah, okay. You feel the pain, but you're not connected with that. You don't feel sad, you don't feel bad, you don't feel, oh, there's no connection with it. I'm not saying the intensity. I'm only giving you a small example to understand the connection part. You don't feel the connect. Ah, okay. Injection somebody is giving, na? Ah, ah. You're not in that. मेरा body injection दे रहा, मेरा blood ले रहा. Nothing for you. But if it's a major incident, let's say there's a knee operation, then you feel, oh, my body. It's not the pain intensity that makes you involved or not. Even when I had my knee surgery, I remember it was painful, but I refused to sympathize myself, have a sympathy on myself. I refused. Big deal. Body will pain. All because of Swamiji's training. I could do it. Even with the knee surgery, very painful. Oh, she was turning, bending. It was like, first day only she's bending. It's like, oh, extreme pain. Extreme pain. But then I was like, ah, body will pain, Baba. And I just wish that nobody should go through such pain. It's not good pain. But I'm not, you and I will, like a person who is evolved will not sympathize with himself. Oh, I'm going through so much pain. What about me? And this and just total disconnection. Body will pain, it will die. Big deal. That's how they are. We cannot understand that, but at least some kind of explanation is given. Any other questions? If not, we will conclude. Om Purnamadam Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti. Hari Om.